Hey there, Descendants, my fellow Americans, and people in other countries around the world. How are y'all doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Before we get into today's video, if you do enjoy the content that you see, please do consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. I also do just want to say that if there is an echo on the actual video that I'm going to be reacting to, I do apologize for that. But yeah, so today we're just going to be reacting to the suggested Dia builds that the developers are sort of going to be telling us about. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Hey everyone, Jason here, Community Manager for the first Descendant. For the past week,
Hello,
we've
Jason.
been closely watching all of your amazing reactions to the new Descendant, Dia. From the various builds to unique playstyles, watching the community has been an absolute joy for the team. So what's the most fun way to use Dia? Probably a question on everyone's mind. That's why we prepared something special. Today, we're going to introduce some builds that will let everyone enjoy Dia. Let's jump right in.
Nice narration so far, I like this.
As you can see, Dia is a chill attribute descendant, known for her icy cold expression and a look as sharp and solid as ice itself. But what makes her fascinating is that her skills are fueled by a resource called Delight. The coldest of characters, overwhelming her foes by gathering a passionate emotion like delight. It's beautifully ironic, and what makes her so captivating. Let's do a quick rundown of Dia's skill sets, shall we? First up is her primary damage skill, Glacial Clash. It's a versatile attack that marks enemies with a snowflake for a follow-up explosion. Next up, Ice Wall. This is her core survival and buffing skill, instantly boosting her defense and critical hit damage the moment you use it. And here's the main key for Dia, Avalanche. It groups up enemies, setting them up for a devastating frost explosion when combined with Glacial Clash.
Yep. Use the one to
Finally,
third to do an AoE.
Frost Storm. It fires a giant ice spear that pierces everything in its path. So what kind of builds should we use to combine these skills, maximize Dia's power, and have the most fun playing her? Today, I'll be introducing two different builds that can be used for Dia. Alright. The first build is what I'm calling the Full Bloom Delight build, and I came up with the name myself.
Okay, firstly, the critical hit rate, that could be a bit low, but I know that Dia, like her base critical hit rate is already pretty high, so you can probably get away with something like this. But I would probably swap out one of the HP mods for, I believe it's Skill Insight that buffs your critical hit rate, just to be on the safer side.
This build is centered around Dia's Transcendent module, Blooming Ecstasy, and specializes in making your solo missions much easier and more enjoyable. I'll be demonstrating this build while playing as Dia in the new Exposed Underwater Base Infiltration Operation.
Some accelerant is good because it gives skill
duration. I went with the Last Dagger, Shadow, and Deus Ex Manus. First, let's look at the core module for this build, Blooming Ecstasy. When you equip this, your main damage skill,
Stim Accelerant minus his MP. That's right.
Snowflake Crash, which now pulls enemies in.
Yep.
The ultimate skill,
get a shish
Frost
kebab of enemies going,
becomes Frost Bloom, a powerful wide area explosive skill. This gives you crowd control, making it so much easier to handle large groups of enemies all by yourself. Okay, let's take a look at the module.
Okay, let's see.
First, let's
see how many
look at
crits
the
he gets.
core
I'm sure it'll
module
still
for
be
this
fine.
build, Blooming
The
Ecstasy.
rate itself is probably still
When you
sitting
equip
around
this,
60
your
to
main damage
70%.
skill, Glacial Clash, transforms into Snowflake Clash, which now pulls enemies in. The ultimate skill, Frost Storm, becomes Frost Bloom, a powerful wide area to crowd control, making it so much easier to handle large groups of enemies all by yourself. Okay, let's take a look at the module setup on the screen. The key to this build is stacking as much HP as possible. Daya's skill critical hit chance increases in proportion to her max HP.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you'll
Okay,
want to
so that's
push
why
her
his crit
health
rate
to
is
the limit with modules
as
like
low as it is, because
overwhelming
HP just feeds that
Stim
already.
Accelerant, and increased HP. This massive health pool creates an incredible synergy with the Steel Vanguard module.
Huh.
Simply by hitting enemies with Snowflake
I wish we could see
Clash,
the actual
players
HP
can constantly
value.
deal bonus AoE damage based on Daya's max HP. Daya essentially become a bruiser who can dive right into the enemy lines and keep dishing out damage while staying alive. On top of that, modules like Nimble Fingers and MP Conversion reduce skill cooldown, allowing players to use their core combo more often. Then, with focus on chill and skill concentration, players can maximize the power.
I'm probably gonna try this build for myself, actually.
Sum it up, the Full Bloom Delight build is your go-to for solo play. You crank your HP to the max for both survivability and critical hit chance.
Yep,
With that,
HP is
you
the
can
best
dominate
defensive
the
stat in
field
the game.
using the upgraded Snowflake Clash and Frost Bloom more often to clear out waves of enemies. Alright, the second Daya build I'm introducing is the Brand Breaker build.
So this is
going to
be
with
for
this
bossing?
name myself as well. If the first build was
I wish you would
specialized
show-
for handling large groups
Real quick, I wish he would show the arcade tuning along with the external components. That would be something they could do going forward if they want to do videos like this.
of enemies, this one is a dedicated boss killer build.
Yep.
Focusing everything on taking down a single powerful target. For this build, I'll be demonstrating it in the Infernal Walker Void Intercept battle. The weapon loadout is the same as the previous build. The main points of this build are the Transcendent model Chill Brand and the trigger module Icebreaker.
Yep.
First, let's take a look at Chill Brand. This module applies
Icebreaker
a
is good
special
even if you have
Chill
like a
Brand
gold and a
mark
purple
every
roll.
time players hit an enemy with a skill, and it deals extra damage based on the number of stacks. And then there's Glacial Wedge, a powerful sniping skill that detonates all those marks at once. The longer you charge it, the more insane damage you can pour into a single target. Now, we add the Icebreaker trigger module to the mix. When attacking an enemy with Frostbite, it will build up Icebreaker.
Yeah, real quick. For the Icebreaker, as long as the base damage for the skill power multiplier is close to gold or end gold, and you know the actual additional skill attack slots are purple, the skill power multiplier is going to matter a lot more than the additional skill attack slots will. So if you have a gold one for the skill power multiplier, go ahead and use that. It's definitely worth using.
Stacks. Then there will be continuous explosive damage popping off based on the number of stacks. This build also stacks as much HP as possible with modules like Overwhelming HP and Stim Accelerant. As I said, Daya's skill critical hit chance scales with her max HP, so it's an essential choice for landing that one devastating blow on the
Minute
boss.
55 is not too bad.
Boost Daya's base power of skills and critical hit damage with modules like Focus on Chill, Skill Concentration, and Frontline. The Dangerous Ambush module, in particular, also shines in party play, as it amps up your skill power when you attack an enemy that's focused on one of your teammates instead of you.
Yeah, it's definitely good. Instead of that, I would probably recommend
the Brand Breaker build is a
using hyper focus for solo play. You know, attacking with one of your melee weapons that has a high critical hit rate, either with the unique ability or, you know, just using the melee attack itself, just the basic melee attack. And proc a crit, and then just throw your skills at him and you'll defeat him a lot faster. It's a pretty nice buff.
boss killing specialist. Players can stack up damage over time with Chill Brand and Icebreaker, and then cash it all in for one massive devastating hit. So, how was our video on Daya's builds and gameplay? Just remember, The builds I shared are definitely not the right answer. My hope is that they just serve as a guide, something to make you go, oh, so that's another cool way I can play Dia. And don't stop here. This weekend is the perfect timing. Come over to the first Descendant and enjoy Dia for yourself and create your own unique builds. Feel free to share all your awesome builds on our official community. A build can always be reborn in your hands. With
True.
that said, I'll see everyone on our next video. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Okay, both of those builds, I'd probably give them both like an 8 out of 10. I'll probably give the mobbing build, the first build that he showed off, probably a 9 or maybe even a 10. It's pretty good. The bossing build, the dangerous ambush module, that's pretty conditional, and it's more conditional than the hyper focus one, for instance. So you probably do just want to swap that out for hyper focus. It's surely based on the mods, though, because they didn't show off the the external components or the arcade tuning, or the mutant cells or anything like that, which these are pretty important factors of builds too, right? So, but like he said, it's just more of a baseline for people to try to follow, and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about the builds that Jason showed off. I feel like for the next video they should probably do a 15-minute video, showing at least like a good section of the dungeon being cleared, and then showing them actually defeating the Colossus, for future Descendants that come out. I would personally like to see that. Also, I feel like they should at least gloss over the arcade tree and the mutant cells that they choose, because that's, like I said, that's pretty important too. Alrighty. But, yeah, I guess that's about it, huh? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.